Hi, this is Kendra from Pencil and Pigment, and today I'm going to be doing a doodle in my planner. This is the Midori Hibino. It's kind of a draw a day in here. Grab your sketchbook, grab your journal, grab whatever you like to create in, or the back of a receipt, and let's doodle together. Today I'm going to be drawing a dinosaur because I'm in the mood, and I'm going to do a Spinosaurus, which, if you're not familiar, they were a really large theropod. So they walked on two legs and they were carnivorous, so they ate meat. They think they ate fish and maybe other dinosaurs. They lived in the late Cretaceous. They were really big for late Cretaceous. I'll throw up a picture. They were found in Egypt and Morocco. Length 14 meters, weight 7,400 kilograms. And they were named by Strummer in 1915, and Spinosaurus translates to spine lizard. So that's that's what I'm drawing today. But I wanted, and I'm using my Rotring Isograph. This is the 0.3. Okay, I wanted to talk about AI art and Instagram and all those conversations. I know a lot of people are really disheartened. I'm gonna have to figure out how to draw this from the front with the tail in the air. Really disheartened about how Instagram and AI are sort of borrowing images for their reference. I will link articles. Instagram states that they use AI basically to make sure people aren't posting inappropriate stuff, and that is one way that they are able to go through and see what kind of things people are posting in mass, is using an AI sort of artificial intelligence program. Is it mining images? Is it stealing images? Let's get into, so the US doesn't really have lots of policies for AI. If you live in the European Union, you have a little more autonomy. You have a different set of laws. In June, they tried to halt what Instagram was doing. I'm not sure how successful that was long term, but you have more opt-out options if you live in the European Union. I live in the US. Our laws can't keep up with the ever fast changing world of technology. And I have no desire to talk about politics. I'm an art channel, so we're just gonna skip that portion and keep talking about art. So I have definitely seen an uptick in AI art. I know people are really unhappy. I'm unhappy about AI's use of being able to scrape and keep for a library. All the art everybody creates, I don't like that. People should be able to decide who owns their art. Social networking in general, because it's not just Instagram, you know, it's WhatsApp, it's Facebook, are all using sort of Meta or whatever it's called. So it's kind of a problem across all platforms. I know in the last 2 years, I've seen a huge uptick in AI art, especially for book covers by authors. Has really taken off as a popular method of creating art for their books. And maybe that saves them money, but it's not helping the artists any, especially if you're in the industry that is book covers and that form of illustration and stuff. It can look really similar in some styles to online digital art, things created in Procreate. It is not the same thing though. You might have to check hashtags. Sometimes artists put no AI as a hashtag, so you know that yes, it was a digital created art, but it wasn't AI art. Like, they want that distinction known. I don't blame them. I am more of a traditional artist. I just love the feel of pens and a paintbrush and things in my hand. I'm very tactile. I've always been a kinesthetic learner. Art has always been my jam since I was little. So where does that leave us? It leaves us where you want to be. So basically you have to decide at this point. I know a lot of folks are moving to Kara, which is a different online social networking thing that uses a program that doesn't allow AI to scrape images. We are losing feet here and sort of clawed things. I have a Kara account. I only have one photo on it just because I don't have time. I don't have time. And I don't have a lot of... I reached that age, and maybe it's a after 40s thing, or maybe it's just me, or I don't know. I'm 44. So I just don't care to join all the things and be on all the stuff. I don't care. It's a race I don't have to be a part of, and I have no desire to be a part of. So I really can only update very few things, and it shrinks all the time, the amount of updating I can do in different places. I use Instagram very specifically, and maybe that's what I should be talking about, is how I use it. I use it sort of as an online sort of digital record of what I created every day. And I can go back through that and see what I've done. We need legs, we need arms, we need all kinds of things that aren't happening here. And it's sort of my way to see what's going on in the art community. I don't really I'm not on Facebook. I haven't checked into Twitter in a while. Twitter's its own beast. And it can be, there's good conversations happening there, important conversations, but they're not always like happy, and they don't have to be happy. I just have to be in the mental headspace to be like, all right, let's listen to some conversations here and engage and figure out what's going on in different artist communities. And it's never like a happy thing. So I'm not always in the mood for Twitter. So that pretty much leaves Instagram. Again, I don't have a TikTok or any of those things, and I don't really care. So again, that could be a me thing, it could be an age thing. I don't know. We don't know. We're moving on. I don't use it for keeping in touch with my family. That's not how I do that. It's just for art stuff, because I work in my office. I work alone. It's kind of a vacuum of my own opinion all the time. So to be able to reach out and have conversations with other artists and creators and figure out, okay, so we got the pieces parts here. Figure out what's going on in the world with art and seeing what other artists are making. It can be very inspirational. Just to see folks making stuff. I can link some of my favorite, like Women in Art. That's one of my favorite Instagram accounts. It just highlights what women have made and done in history to present day. And I like that because it's inclusive to all countries. So I don't just want to see what folks in the US are creating. I want to see what folks everywhere are creating. If I were to delete my Instagram, and I thought about it, I really did think about it, folks, like, just, I don't want stuff stealing, I don't want AI stealing my art. One, it's kind of mediocre. I'm a harsh critic of myself, sorry. It just, I don't know, it sits wrong. It sits wrong, it feels wrong, I don't like it. I don't want them taking my stuff. They don't have my permission. And they didn't ask my permission. They just changed their rules in the game, and we kind of had to go along with it. I know there's been an issue with Adobe as well. I was trying to find where So February of 2024, they updated their terms and conditions, and it said, it stated it could access user content to develop techniques such as machine learning in order to improve their services and software. And then on June 18th, Adobe clarified that it does not train AI on user content. I don't know. I don't know what that's about. I'm not on the cloud. I have CS4. My computer's older than dirt. And I'm here for it. Till it dies a horrible death, which could be any day. I'm still rocking the Creative Suite 4, which is really old. And I don't care. I use it for creating thumbnails for YouTube and my promptless things for Instagram. That's the other thing, is I really use Instagram to figure out different prompt lists. And yeah, I'm taking this year and I took last year off from drawing and different drawing challenges. But I do plan on going back to that in 2025. So if you want to follow along and do some drawing challenges with me, that'll be a lot of fun together. And we can talk about ways to prep and prepare for that and stuff. But if I were to, and I've thought about having a better webpage, like a Squarespace or something, I don't know. Having something that I pay a monthly fee for, where I can have like a daily blog or vlog, and then I can upload a daily images to there for my accountability and my record keeping, or something to update and have more of a conversation that's more personal. Traffic wise, I think that would go down in numbers just because people would have to specifically visit my webpage, and that's fine. You know, part of it's just for me. But I would miss out on what's going on in the world with artists, and I would miss out on the ever-changing landscape of prompt lists from month to month. I mean, October, it's, you know, we're a day away from September. I think when I upload this, it'll be September 1st, but you can see right here, August 31st is when I'm drawing this. And October is coming, and that is the largest month of prompt lists from different creators known to man. It's massive, and I'm here for it. I just wouldn't get all that information. I'm trying to think how I would do it, because I like providing the service of linking in my stories all the different prompt lists for the month. I really like doing that. I like knowing that I'm helping. Like, yes, I'm holding myself accountable with daily posts and daily illustrations, but I'm also helping other artists that are having trouble finding the different prompt lists for the month and are curious what other folks want to draw. I do think a lot of people are moving over to Cara, though. A lot of artists are. It's just, it's for artists. So folks that aren't artists, I don't see them really wanting to move over as much, because the temptation to, there's kind of a pressure to make art and make it public, and some artists aren't public with their art, and that's absolutely fine. Like, you don't have to be. That's not a thing that's required. It's just, I don't know, for me specifically, I don't know what I would do without Instagram. Not in a addiction kind of way, because I don't live on there. I don't spend a mass amount of time on there. That's my way of sort of getting out of my own head and reaching out to the world as it pertains to the artist community. I would kind of lose that. So I'm not really of the idea that I should delete my Instagram. This is just me rambling at this point. I Everybody's got to decide for themselves what they want to do. I just don't know what I want to do. I don't know what would be best at this point. I mean, I'm not creating anything. I'm not breaking any molds here. I haven't seen my art in other things, so I've never seen my art stolen. I don't think I'm large enough for it to be on anybody's radar. That's not a good excuse. I don't like that other artists have had their stuff stolen, though. That makes me want to protest. It makes me want to protest, and then I also want to protest in the way that if all the artists that make traditional art leave Instagram, then Instagram won. They won the argument. They chased the folks away, and I don't like the idea of being chased away either. So it's very much a come to your own conclusion, figure out what you use it for, see if there's a way to adapt that or link them to something else. It's hard. It's really, really hard because part of me is just, any artist that has spent any modicum of time on an original piece that has taken off and become wildly popular knows the frustration of having their stuff stolen or copied or, you know, all those things, and it just doesn't feel good. It's horrible. And I want to stand with them, but I don't want to be any more of an island than I already feel like I am. So I want to keep providing the service of different prompt lists and stuff. But I don't know what the solution is specifically. I don't know, because I don't like the idea of being chased off a platform and all the artists that do non-AI art leave in masse. I don't like that either. We have to have a place. I kind of feel like Kara's deviant art circa 2004. And there are still people that upload and do things on DeviantArt. That's still a thing. I think I have a thing on there. I haven't. I tried it several times throughout the years. It's sort of just, it's just artists, which is fine. It's absolutely fine. But if you want other people to see your art, if one of the ways you sell commissions or get people to go to your webpage or other networking things like YouTube is through your Instagram, it's going to be really hard to go without the Instagram. So, I know this isn't like the funnest topic in the entire world, and I apologize for that. It's kind of a downer. I feel like it's an important conversation, though. We've got to have the important conversations. Can you see my dinosaur? When I'm in a mood and I put it into my art. This is kind of the mood I'm in. Kind of want to be snappish and a boorish beast. It's just my mood. So I'm drawing it. Drawing it the best way I know how. At this point, I don't have any plans to delete my Instagram, but I haven't been putting up art of like huge art commission pieces, things like that. I'm only putting on Instagram these fun little daily doodles of things that I create that I'm in the mood for. If I have a huge original idea, it's not going to go on my Instagram either. It'll probably end up in a YouTube video. So I like creating for YouTube. It's a lot of fun. It's not for everybody. A lot of people don't like making their stuff public, and that's fine. but I don't know. I like it. It took me years and years and years to get comfortable with YouTube and being public. For being an extrovert, I'm not public. And those are like different things that are not mutually exclusive. So it's taken a while to get comfortable on camera with talking and chatting and giving my opinion and talking about all the stuff in my life that is art related and all the different things. I'm just trying to help. It's all I've ever wanted for this channel was to do art and provide some sort of assistance, whether that be knowledge or inspiration or just a sounding board for other folks to stop by and like, yes, let's have a chat. So we're having a chat. And I don't know what to do with Instagram. I really don't know what to do. And it's not like I can just delete all my stuff and it's fine. They've already taken all the images from my Instagram. They've taken it all already. And at this point, I'm just feeding them more every day. So I don't know. Some people are adding more watermarks. Some folks said to include, instead of just like taking a picture of your art, make sure your hands are in there too. So it gives the AI a little bit more of a different thing. You can glaze, I believe, is one of the programs you can shoot your stuff through. So it just comes out as a blob and they can't see anything specifically. That would be an additional step before you upload to Instagram. I've not been doing that. Again, it's all time. Everything's time. So I have to allocate where I spend my time, where I have my time. I don't have enough of it. It's like a commodity. And if I could buy some time, I totally would. But it's just not for sale. So I have to figure out what I'm going to do. And as you can see, I am spitballing here and just talking it out, and you know, what Instagram means to me at this point. It's how I reach out to the artist community. And if I get rid of Instagram, I get rid of that. And yeah, there's an artist community on YouTube, but dude, YouTube's a different level of work. So those artists are busy. It's a different pace. It's a whole different animal with YouTube art versus like artists on Instagram. I don't know. I don't know what the solution is. And maybe the solution, everything I come up with in my mind costs a lot more money than what I'm doing, because Instagram's free. But I like that. That fits the budget. Maybe I was thinking the solution could be, again, going back to a better web page with a blog type thing. And then if I want to be a part of different artist communities, different magazine subscriptions. So I'm seeing what's published. I like seeing what the everyday folks are doing, not just the folks that make it in publications because their work was considered the best or the most unique. I like seeing what the everyday person is creating. That's kind of my favorite stuff, because I like this style. I like the style of folks that have never been to art school, that are a little bit more free with their imagination. They're not constricted by the rules and laws that school has taught folks. I don't know what the solution is for me. And again, I like providing prompt list information for folks. There are other Instagram, I can link those if you want to see other Instagram web pages that have prompt lists and stuff, not just me. That's their sole sort of focus on Instagram. And I could totally have like an account that has no images on it. Like take my images off and then just provide a prompt list. I don't know. I don't know what to do with that. It's sort of like Instagram has filled a very specific niche with my wants and needs, and I'm not sure the best way to replace it. Yeah. Because it's nice to see art from all over the world. I don't have to speak the same language as somebody to appreciate their art and give them a little heart. You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't have to have... Language barriers aren't really a thing because images speak for you. So it's really, really nice to see what folks are creating around the world. And I would miss that. So I don't know. And I know a lot of artists are just deleting all their social networking and figuring out ways to bolster their webpage, have a newsletter, have a Patreon, have a YouTube. It's just a different set of time constraints and work and stuff. I don't want to ever have a Patreon. I'm anti-making money. Don't be like me when you grow up. I want my stuff accessible for everybody. I have no desire to put a paywall up for different content. I just don't want to do that. So I want to make sure that folks that have no art budget can still access things that help them. And that's my stance, and I'm keeping to it. So I'll never have a Patreon. I'm not against them for other people. I think it's wonderful when folks have those, and that's how they're surviving by, that's how they make a living, and that's how they're living their best artist life. I'm here for that. I totally support that. It's just not for me. I want my stuff to be more accessible. So, a newsletter. I don't... yeah, okay. It's all work, isn't it? A newsletter could be fun. I don't know. I'll have to think about some stuff. I'm really not sure. That's why I'm sort of just verbally going through the motions here, talking about it, because I'm not sure the best way to do all this stuff is, you know. And I've received newsletters from other artists before, and it's a lot of pitching things for sale, and I'm really bad at that. I don't have any desire to pitch my stuff that's for sale. Like, you'll look if you're interested. If you're not, it's fine. This is super casual about it. I know there's a solution. I just don't know what would be the best for myself and best for the artist community. Because as soon as I remove myself, I'm another artist that got chased out by AI. And there's lots of YouTube videos on here of I'm an artist, I deleted my social networking stuff. This is how I'm getting my things out there and people hear about me, and it can be done. If you're just an artist that's a hobbyist and you've found my channel, hi. It's noisy outside today and our dog says hi. If you're just sort of a hobby artist, then you're not trying to survive by your pen or brush alone, and the Instagram thing may not be like a huge thing that's affecting you or even interest to you. Like, maybe it's this whole conversation's kind of moot and you just want to see what I'm drawing today. That's cool. Leg. I'm drawing a leg. Yeah. So, you know, there'll be more things will pop up. I mean, it was LiveJournal till it was MySpace, till it was Facebook. So there will be an after Instagram. There will be other things. And maybe I'll sign up for one of those too, and maybe those will get bought out as well. Like, AI isn't going anywhere. This is the long short of it, it's not going anywhere. The laws may change and they may help, or they may never be able to keep up with how fast it's changing and evolving, but it's not leaving anytime soon. So kind of have to figure out what our priorities are for us individually, as a community, how we're going to stand for each other. I definitely want to stand with my fellow artists. I just don't know what would be the best way to do that for them. So, and maybe it's just too individual and too personal for it to be a collective sort of protest or strike or whatever the thing is. I don't purchase things that have AI art. I can tell you that right now. I don't believe I'm following any AI artists. I don't follow a ton of people on Instagram. I can go back through and check though. It's not personal. It's not a personal attack. It's not a, I hate what you're doing. I don't necessarily hate what you're doing, other than the fact that you're stealing art. It's just I know the hours they get put into doing this stuff, and for it to just be ripped off is kind of horrific. So, and you can try and think about that in terms of your job and your career and what you're doing, and imagine spending, a month, a few weeks on something specific, and then having it being stolen and people not really caring. When you put it in terms of something that is personal to you and makes sense to you, the feelings emerge. So, and there's a lot of burning the midnight oil here with artists and hand cramps and supplies and trying to meet deadlines and trying to compete with other artists. And it's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears sometimes that folks don't see behind the scenes that go into a bunch of art. You see somebody having a gallery showing and you think, wow, that's great. How long did it take you to do that? Their entire art career. It took their entire art career to get that art show. That's how long it takes. The entire career to get to where they're at, to be seen and be noticed, and it can be really, really difficult. So again, I'm not deleting my Instagram. I'm not deleting my art off Instagram. It's already been stolen, or harvested, or whatever they do when they do it. But I'm not happy about it. And again, I don't know how best to support my fellow artists that have had their stuff taken, that are larger. I don't know how to support you, and I want to. So, if you are a major artist, if you've had your stuff stolen or taken, leave a comment in my description box or email me privately. You can message me on Instagram. You can send an email at pencilandpigment@gmail.com. We can have a chat about it. Steps you're taking, things you're doing. Again, it's personal. It's what do you use Instagram for? And is there a substitute for that that's more viable? I'm just kind of cross-hatching here. I have darker lines and then I'm cross-hatching, in case you're wondering. What is she doing? We don't know. It's a Spinosaurus. So, AI art. It's here to stay. It's not ever leaving. I know folks wish it would, but that's just not. When new technology comes about, what history has shown me is that it's here to stay. It's not. Just because folks hate it doesn't mean it's going anywhere, because so many folks are using it. I'm seeing a lot of authors making their own book covers with AI art. The justifications for that have been absolutely wild and not working for me. Not working for some of the readers either. Some of the readers are definitely protesting some of the, by protesting I mean just not purchasing the books or reading the books that have stolen art. And I've had this conversation with my kids, so I should bring this into it. My kids are growing up with AI art. They are, our eldest is 16, the twins are 13. AI art is definitely something that, it's not weird to them. It's not offensive to them. I've tried explaining it. And to them it's just not, one, they're not artists, so they don't know the time and intensive work it takes to create a thing. And two, when you grow up with something, it's normalized. When you get introduced to something as an adult, you have a very different reaction than when you grow up with it. And so they're growing up with AI art, and so I keep explaining it to them, and it just doesn't have the same visceral disgust that I have. They just don't have that. So I know the animation industry, oh, it's heartbreaking. You know, I can't imagine that being something that I work towards, like a career and a job and an education, only to have, you know, AI really blow up and take a bulk of the jobs. Because it saves all these companies that are making things tons of money. And that is the bottom line, is money. So I know the animation industry has been hit really, really bad. And I feel for them. There isn't anything I can do. I don't purchase movies. So I'm not supporting that. That's kind of my biggest protest to it, is making sure that I'm not filling our house shelves with anything that is AI art. So, I don't know. This is a long way of saying I don't have a solution. I don't have a solution. I'm sure there is a solution out there. Maybe I'm really close to it and I've been circling it without hitting it. I don't know. I don't know what the solution is. But I will keep plugging away and keep thinking about it. And if I go to change up some of my stuff, I will have a YouTube video about it, and on the social networking I go to change, I will type in a conversation about it. It's just hard because there's a lot of folks that are on Instagram that really don't have a huge variety of options. Yeah, Cara is free, but again, you're not, the only audience you have are other artists. So I have sold a few commissions through folks finding my art on Instagram, and that's always lovely. So it's not going to be like that on Cara because they can make it themselves. It's really, really nice to know that the art on there isn't AI art, but still. Okay. Can we see that it's a dinosaur? We can kind of tell. Okay. It probably needs more shadow and more highlight in different places. Anyway, I don't know if this conversation helped me, helped you. These are kind of my thoughts. This is what's been circling my mind these past few days. Do I delete my Instagram? Do I cut myself off from a community I've been engaging in? And how do I replace that elsewhere while supporting artists that are actively getting their stuff taken? I don't like it. I don't want anybody to get ripped off of their hard work, ever. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you have an absolutely wonderful week, and I will talk to you later. Bye.